Aloha, welcome to Marriage on the Spot. And a Happy New Year, by the way, too. And, you know, as we enter into this new year, we want to focus on different ways we can grow in this new year. And one of the things that we have heard recently, and this came through Mel Robbins, who is a life coach, and she has a talk show host. She is a talk show host, and she, really some great material on how people can change their lives and get the life that they want to live. And so, one of the things that that she has actually written a book about was called the 5-second rule. And we can talk about that, the 5-second rule basically is, and it sounds simple, but it's very profound. If you have an impulse to act on a goal, you must physically move within 5 seconds or your brain will actually kill that impulse.
Yeah, we tried that lately. Ever since we heard about it, several times a day, when I have to do something at home, I need to work on something, I remember, Mel Robbins, she taught on 5 seconds rule. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's move this. Or if you need to make a phone call, you say, shall I call? I know I should call. Maybe I do it later. Maybe I should do it now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pick up your phone and dial. Or some other things, when I have to do something else, maybe start cooking or something. I thought, I don't want to cook already or whatever. And I know even if I cook a little bit too early, it's okay. At least I would be ready on time. And sometimes, dilly-dally around, and then all of a sudden it gets too late. And I said, no, we should wait. If I know that I have to do certain things, let's just do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's get up and do it. But if you just sit there, then all of a sudden say, maybe I arranged my desk a little bit better. I should dust here. You know how it goes with, especially with us women. We go from thing to thing. We noodle around, like you say. So we are learning that only, and we want to share it with you. And I shared with some of my friends who are just recently. A young lady came to me and said, I know exactly what I need to do. I need to finish that master's I'm working on, but every time I want to sit down, there's so many things which come to my mind which I should do, and maybe I should do the laundry first, or maybe I should fold the clothes first. And by then, it's time that the kids come home from school, and I haven't still not started yet. And I said, you know what? Read that paper which I prepared for Marriage on the Spot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your turn to talk. You didn't know that, huh?
This is very tricky there. But yeah, it is, something that has a lot of applications in our lives, and especially in our relationships, because a lot of times the frustrations that build up inside of us, taking care of these things that we know we should be doing, or things that we've dreamed of doing, but we hesitate, we hold back, and we procrastinate, and the frustration builds. And we think about it, what does this have to do with our marriage, or what does this have to do with our family? Well, it has a lot to do, because when we have all these anxieties, and they get triggered by very simple things, right? Simple things that maybe our our children do, or our spouse says something, and all of a sudden those pent-up emotions will explode. And we're all, everybody's, after all the blast, has happened, and everybody's going, well, where did that come from? What happened, And a lot of times we don't even realize that we've had these pent-up emotions. Why? Because we have suppressed, and we've, like you say, we've distracted ourselves. And so all of these things that we don't take care of, these things that we don't, act on, suddenly come rushing up. So if we can make it a point to take care of these things, right? Take action and move forward. One, we'll be a lot happier. And two, we'll grow. We'll find place, where we can grow. And three, we will also feel more confident and in control. And when we have those things, we are a lot easier to live with, right?
Yeah.
We will be much more, productive, and we will also be a lot, I think, much more, how should I say, gentle, and the way that we talk to and approaching people will be much more positive. Will be, it's just all the way around. In all of our relationships, we can have benefits if we can follow these. Just a simple rule.
Yeah, it's interesting how it works because, like I said, I tried it now the last couple of weeks a few times, and I was on the computer thinking, oh, I should take the meat out for tonight, and then I was writing again, and then all of a sudden that came to my mind again, and I thought, okay, 5, 3, 5, 4.
Well, you just
short term. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me get up and go straight to the fridge, because if I go first on the table or something, I might still forget to go to the freezer. And so, in little ways, I started doing that, and I was amazed because not too long ago I read an article about making a list of 5 things to do. And that was early December, and of course we had 1,000 things to do. And so I tried 5 things to do today. Well, in the evening I had only 1.5 of those things done. And I shared it with a friend, and she said, oh, I do the same. I make sometimes a list, but I get only 1 or 2 things done, and then I'm discouraged. And she said, but afterwards I try to make it shorter steps, what I need to, instead of just laundry. First, I need to put the laundry in the wash, and then I have to take it out or so. Maybe then I will get my 5 steps done. But then when I started with the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and moved up, I remembered our first realtor 30 years ago, when she helped us, Mrs. Benton, when she helped us buy the house, when she would say, yeah, I can look that up for you. Let me just do it now. And she looked it up right then and there. Or she would say, I have that in the file cabinet. Let me get it out right now. And so many times I thought, she must have known about that rule, because she doesn't say, wait, before you leave, I'm going to give it to you, which would be maybe a natural thing. But she got it done, and she got so much done that she became the Realtor of the Year, at least once here in Honolulu. And that's 30 years ago. But I thought many times about her. And now when I'm using that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Mel Robbins says, if you count from 1 to 5, you might go to 6, to 7, to 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Oh, I don't want to get up yet. No, let me just stretch a little. Then I'm by 20, 25. But if we go backwards from 5 to 1, then
0.
You're 0, yeah. Then it makes us do. We don't want to go -1, -2, -3. And it's just a brain game, I guess, but it works.
Sure.
Seems to work, yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot of, actually, there's a lot of, a lot of research and a lot of, science behind just this simple rule, right? Because, she says if you have an instinct, and she breaks it down, an instinct is not just any kind of action. It's something that we actually, that we know instinctually that we need to do. And, we talk about, an instinct is something that is compelled from our feelings. And we call it a gut, right? We have a gut feeling,
which
right?
she calls the second brain.
Well, which is true,
in psychology,
right?
yeah.
It's known that our gut actually has a lot to do with our mood and with our motivations and with how we function in our cognition, thinking, right? Because our emotions and everything actually do come from, a lot of that, because the neurotransmitters are actually produced in our gut, in our digestive system. And, and so the instinct, so she says if you have an instinct to act on a goal, and that's important, that's key. There has to be a goal. There has to be a goal in mind, something to move towards. See? And you must physically move within 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And that 5 seconds...
That physical move makes a difference, I noticed.
Yeah. Because if you don't move, your brain will, you will sit there, your brain will distract.
And what really almost irritated me when she said it's proven that a human can only concentrate for
5 seconds.
5 seconds,
right.
While a goldfish
has a 9-second
concentration or attention span. I said, what? How do they figure that out? That a goldfish can have attention for 9 seconds, and we only for 5 seconds. So I don't want to be like a goldfish. Okay.
Well, you want to be better than a goldfish. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you need to, and the good thing about this is if we can use this broadly in all areas of our lives, this will actually help us to move forward in growth, in the things that, actually changing, because that's what it's all about, is once we start moving, start acting upon, and that it's important that we do the countdown, right? Because that just counting down puts our focus on our goal and stops us from getting distracted by other things. So all of the other things that our brain might be distracted by, our attention might kind of stray off to, is actually kind of deflected by our countdown. That countdown is actually an activation step, right? It's how did she call it? It gives us that activation energy.
The boost to do something, the push.
Right.
She said, sometimes we do need a push, like sometimes we write a letter or we pay a bill and you by the mailbox and you wonder, well, should I or should I not? Should I or should I not? And you know you have to pay the bill. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right.
You know, and the other day I was saying when people came to collect items to give away for a good cause, once it's out of the house, it feels good.
Yeah.
And it's almost like that, you know. First you want to hold on to, should I keep it? Should I really like that statue? Maybe I should keep it. But once you give it, most of the time, you don't regret it.
Right. Especially once, you know, if it's something that's been sitting around unused for
years.
Right? Rather than having that kind of hoarder's mentality,
Yes,
right?
which I have.
You know, what ifs, yeah?
What if I eventually could use it? Or you never know when we could use it, but when we could use it, we can't find it because we have too much stuff.
Yeah.
So now in my cleanup, I want to use that too. So I'm much a beginner. I only started doing that maybe a month now, but I can already see that it helps to make those moves. Once you know it's the right thing to do, what hinders you to do it now? You know, that's what she said too, you know. Of course, first you might have to think, you know, should I do it or should I not? Well, you have to pay a bill, or you have to call the dentist for something, or you know, a doctor or whatever.
Or call a friend, you know,
or a friend
talked to for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, or, you know, a relative.
Yeah, and then if you think longer, well, maybe the timing is not right. Oh, I wonder whether they're just cooking dinner, or maybe they're just eating dinner, and you know, all those things. What if only, maybe I should, but go ahead and call. Make the call. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, dial. And it worked out really good so far.
And you know, this especially is helpful if we want to, say, create a new habit.
Yes.
Things like, you know, now is the time people are making those New Year's resolutions, right? And, you know, exercise more, or
eat
healthy, right? So this is especially, you know, pertinent to making those kinds of changes in our lifestyles. Because if we can, you know, just say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, out the door, going to the gym, right? Or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go buy those, you know, the fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, she also says, you know, when you had the choice between cookies and all that stuff or fruits, you know, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fridge, and get the fruits out rather than to the cupboard. But you have to make that move right away, because otherwise you stay in the kitchen and you say, oh, but cookie would be good. It doesn't have that much calorie, and you start reasoning and rationalizing, and your ideas shut down.
And the thing is, as you build, and this is a good point she made, as you make those moves, as you change your, so to speak, your pathway of behavior, you are creating a new pathway also in your brain. Your what they call neural pathways. You know, habits, especially if they're bad habits, you know, the habits of, you know, going and grabbing, say, you know, the snacks and the sweets and the cookies and all that.
You looking at me?
If the shoe fits.
I wear slippers, sorry.
But you know, you can't replace those habits. You cannot get rid of those habits
unless you replace it. Yes,
you can replace it by creating new ones, and to create new ones, you have to act on it.
Yeah,
you have to physically take action. in order to really build up those new pathways, to create that new habit. So, you know, this is what a mistake that a lot of people try to do is, oh, I'm going to, you know, when they make that kind of resolution,
Yes,
well, I'm going
resolution.
to change my habits, you know, well, I'm going to change my habits by getting rid of my bad habits. No, you don't get rid of bad habits because they're already ingrained in your brain, right? You have to replace them with new habits and build over those. It's kind of like, you know, how Rome was built, you know? You know? Buildings,
Layers by layers, yeah.
right? You're layering a new city, you know? You lay a new foundation for your life with new actions, with new habits. And this is key to doing that, is taking that step.
Yeah, if you wonder what does that have to do with marriage now, you know, but it actually works in many ways.
Sure.
And the other thing is, I just thought about it, when we watch news maybe, and we said, okay, we turn off the TV afterwards, and sometimes you have the control in your hand and think, okay, just want to see what's next or whatever, you know, whatever situation is, or you're watching maybe Marriage on the Spot and you're wondering what's next. But if that's all you wanted to watch, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, off, and move away from the TV.
Right. Or to take a more positive spin, for a lot of couples, you know, talking, because we've counseled couples, and one of the biggest problems they've had is communication. They're not making connections. They've fallen into this habit, you know, of doing their own thing, and they drift apart. And so what they need to do is to create a new habit of connection. And we talked about this, right? 15 minutes a day, just 15 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, you know, of just connecting together.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, but it's, you know, it's making those, and it's how frustrating as counselors to hear couples say, oh, we forgot, or, you know, we just got too busy. No, you know, you gotta make this, you have to make this a priority.
You make it a priority to sit down and eat, might as well make a priority to first, or like we mostly do, right afterwards, sometimes before we clear up the table, take our 10, 15 minutes where we talk, where we make, also check on our feelings, how we feel about the day. And sometimes we ask each other, well, tell me, what was the greatest thing today in your life? Or what was the hardest 2 minutes of your life today? And then share openly, you know. And even
or,
there,
you know, it can be something about current events, or it can be about something that, you know, that we know has been a common, you know, a common event that we've experienced. That, you know, so, but it's a matter of checking in with each other and making it that a priority. And sometimes it's just, you know, if we can do that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, you know, and you can even make a game out of it, you know, who can be the fastest, you know, but, you know, getting going, taking a physical action.
Get actually up from the couch, or get out of bed, or get, you know, get off the chair by the desk and go grab the water, which you keep on saying, I should drink more, I should drink more. Well, go get up and get to the water and bring the water to you, or something like this. And it really does help. I was really amazed the last couple weeks before Christmas that it came just on time for all those things.
Yeah, and you know, even, doing things like, cleaning up the
Yes.
Christmas stuff,
Yes.
Christmas wrapping,
Yes.
and, putting away, the stuff. And it's easy to think, oh my goodness, and feel overwhelmed.
Where do you start?
Where to start? Well, you just start somewhere.
Yeah, I was reading in another book on the cleanup. Start where it is easy. It might even not be in the house. It might be in the glove compartment at the car.
Right.
But even there, you feel, oh, at least the glove compartment is up
And
to
you
date.
start,
It's a new year
and
or
you
whatever.
start doing something. Once you start, it's like that, what we call activation energy. Right? Once you get started on something, it's easy
a little bit
to turn
easier.
it over.
Yes,
and,
a lot easier.
And then turn around and start somewhere else. Because
Which
you
is-
have a little bit of a
Which is a
positive-
woman's thing, to start here and there and here and there. That's
well,
why.
that's another
That's
topic.
another subject of men are like waffles. They can only do one thing, but they don't hear the wife or the kids calling over there because they are in the box.
That's
and we
right.
are noodling around and do a little bit everywhere.
And do a little bit here, and that's distracting by something else. But that's something else. Okay.
Yeah, so we just want to also let you know how thankful that we are that you are here with us on Marriage on the Spot on Olelo 55. We're doing it now for 13 years, and this week we're starting our 14th year of Marriage on the Spot. And we really appreciate that you tuned in, and let us know. Give us a call, 772-3418. Give us a call and let us know what we're doing good or what you would like us to talk about on Marriage on the Spot. God bless you and have a wonderful new year.
Yes, and we are so thankful for our 14 years
Yes.
coming up. God bless.